So you don't believe this came from nothing, and you don't believe the universe came from nothing, right?
I'm not going to say that it didn't come from nothing.
Right.
What I'm saying is you need to prove to me that it came from nothing first in order for me to believe it. Until then, I'm not going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
All right, but from your own belief, like if I just told you, hey, this came from nothing, would that make sense to you?
That doesn't make sense.
Why not?
Well, I mean, just the law of conservation of matter, matter has to come from existing matter.
Excellent. So you do believe that matter has come from existing matter?
Cause and effect.
Cause and effect.
Yeah.
Excellent. There has to be a catalyst for it.
Right.
Right? Things don't just happen on their own, right?
Right.
So, if that's true for the phone, then I would agree that me and you also didn't just come from nothing without any intervention, without any design, without any development, just evolved. You wouldn't agree with that, right?
Wait, sorry, I kind of thought that.
No problem. So as you said, the phone couldn't just evolve by itself. Right. There has to be cause and effect. There has to be a catalyst. There has to be, intelligent design for it to have developed the way it did and so on, right? I mean, those functionalities that you have couldn't come by itself, right? I mean, could a phone just automatically unlock which sees your particular face, right? That somebody designed that, right? Does that make sense to you?
Somebody designed that, yes.
Okay, so me and you have better facial recognition than the phone.
Okay.
Me and you recognize the voice better than Siri. Me and you are more intelligent than Siri. Right? Me and you can navigate better than a GPS, believe it or not. I know nowadays people can't navigate too well, but the reality is humans can, right? So then the same logic that you used would tell us that there had to be design, right? This is not accidental. Just like you can't accidentally learn how to unlock a phone through face recognition, I can't accidentally recognize people with face recognition unless there's design, right?
I don't know about that last part.
Why not? Right? So think about it, right?
Well, because,
I asked you.
We know that we created a phone. We don't really know
how do we know
what
that?
created us because we can look up the person who did it.
Okay, but did you see it?
I didn't see it with my own eyes.
All right. So you believe somebody telling you? What evidence?
You can find who made the patent.
Okay, excellent. I can tell you who made us. I can show you the documentation from prophets and religious figures that say how it was made, when it was made, Adam and Eve. Yeah. But if you're talking about putting your faith, that pattern could be fake. Like I've seen fake patterns. Yeah.
What do you mean pattern?
When somebody patents a design, somebody puts a patent on a design, a trademark. Those could all be fake. I work in the med device industry all the time. There are Chinese companies that come up with fake trademarks, the CE marking, that whole thing that happened with that, right? So you're putting your faith in somebody telling you that somebody made this. Or are you saying just because of the functionality, there's no way that this would just by itself be able to unlock when it sees you?
I'd say it's probably a mixture of both.
Okay. Excellent.
You have common sense, obviously.
Let's go with common sense, right? Common sense tells us that this phone, looking at my face and unlocking, this trusting me that I'm the owner, is not something that just happens randomly. It's something that has purpose, right?
What do you mean purpose? Like it has a past, it has a cause, it has a...
Exactly. So meaning that if I take this phone and put it to your face, it doesn't unlock, right? Right? So, didn't unlock, right? Now I'm looking at it, it unlocks.
Okay.
Right? So, there's a purpose behind that functionality to secure it, right?
Yeah.
Now, as a human, we have that ability better than an iPhone. Meaning I can look at the brother and know if I'm going to recognize him and trust him as my brother, or I'm going to be like, that's the dude that tried to break into my car last night, let me get my bat, right? So, here, you see, that ability is better than a phone.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So just like you said, common sense, it doesn't make sense that the phone just randomly developed that feature. It doesn't make sense that humans randomly developed milk in the mother.
Okay.
Right? If we evolved randomly, how would a mother, a woman, only, like men don't have breast milk, right? Right?
I think they can actually lactate.
I don't know, man.
No, I've heard about it.
That might be a little bit weird, dude, or some hormone imbalance, but I've never lactated. I don't know if you have, right? All right, so naturally, you see that women also don't regularly lactate. Only if they're pregnant and about to give birth or have a child.
Yeah.
Right? So where does that functionality come from? Like, does it make sense that that's just random?
Okay, well, I see the point you're trying to make.
Good.
A complex being, a complex object requires
What's functionality?
with function. Okay,
And
requires
purpose.
an intelligent design, maybe even more complex.
Good.
Let me ask you this: what's the most complex thing in the universe? What's the most complex and intelligent thing to exist
Do you mean from the things that are creation?
in the universe, in the entire scheme of reality? What is the most complex thing?
To me, if
or
you're asking
deity
me, yeah, sure.
that exists?
I know where you're going, but let's take it there, right? I believe God is the most intelligent. He knows the most. He is the most.
All right, but
Go ahead.
just so I can
Go
make
ahead. I
my
got you.
point. So,
Make it.
if a complex being like us requires intelligent design, how could the most complex thing that you could possibly think of also not require intelligent design?
Great question.
Okay.
Let me answer it. Okay.
Okay,
Have you ever seen a puppet show?
not in person.
Never. You've seen a
But I've
video of
seen
a puppet
video,
show? How does it work, right? You got a puppeteer,
Yeah.
and then the puppets have strings, and the puppet moves, and you see the strings, and you know there's a puppeteer, right? You don't see the puppeteer, right? I mean, in a good puppet show, you're not supposed to see the puppeteer. You just see the puppets moving.
Okay, sure.
All right. So when the puppet moves because of strings, you know there's a puppeteer, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because you see the movement, they're not random. You say, you know, the way they're moving, see the strings.
It could also be like some sort of contraption too.
Sure, but somebody's controlling it,
Something
right?
is controlling.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it only unlocks with my face.
Huh? Yeah, but my face too. All right. So now when we look at that ability, where if we look at the puppet being moved with strings, we know that there is a puppeteer, correct?
Of some sort, yeah.
Of some sort. When you go to the back and you see the puppeteer, do you ever tell him, hey, where are your strings?
No, I don't say that.
You don't, right? So the fact that the creation is a sign that there is a creator, it doesn't mean the creator has a creator, right? We are complex, and we are.
Aren't we also creators? Don't we also create phones like you said?
We don't. We redesign things. Let me explain that. We don't actually create anything. When we make a phone, we take natural elements, put them together, and give them functionality, right? And we look at that phone and say, yes, there is a creator. And when we look at the creation and the complexity of creation, we say, no doubt, there is a creator. But the creator doesn't go by the rules of the creation, right? Just like a phone doesn't go by your rules, right? Meaning you as a person are different. So, just like the puppeteer has no strings, right? You don't say because the puppet has strings, then the puppeteer must. No, the puppeteer is above that. Our creator is above being created. He's always been there. He will always be there. He has all knowing. He has no faults like us. He doesn't get tired like us. He doesn't sleep like us. He doesn't lie. He doesn't cheat. He doesn't have the shortcomings of the creation.